right, so getting into some of the more fun stuff with the Rexpex conditioning. Now we're actually getting out in town. We're doing some training reps, whether it's booties or goggles or vests. You know, you're hiking at the beach, you're out in all these different places. You want your dog comfortable wearing all this gear off leash, most likely. So movement is a big factor that we're adding in right now. You know, you've done all the reps at home. Your dog's worn the goggles at the house, maybe on place, maybe eating breakfast or dinners, doing a lot of the hand feeding. Now we're gonna go ahead and do some movement, get her going through lows, do that obedience, distance, duration, distractions while having the goggles on. The leash is to help us mitigate any sort of pawing action. If she paws these off and gets them off, she wins. She learns that almost for life. You have to counter condition so hard with a dog who learns to paw these off and they win, right? So I'm gonna throw her mirror lenses in just for that extra added step. If you haven't added your lenses in yet, when the leash goes on, it's a great way to. The lenses make it a little harder for the dog, which makes them want to paw it a little bit more. But like I said, if you have that leash on, it's a great time, kill two birds with one stone, advance the movement and advance into the lenses. So I'm gonna go ahead and throw these lenses in. We'll get Paisley out and head into Lowe's. All right, nice new blue mirror lenses. Get my fingerprints all over them. Working from the outside or from the bottom to the outside to the top center. That one didn't snap in. There we go. Looking pretty snazzy. All right, so we'll get her hooked up and then take her on into the store. These Boykin ears. Break. All right, so all I did was walk her through the parking lot and just held her accountable. She likes to rub her face on the side of my leg sometimes, so I'm just using the leash to keep any standoff distance that I need from her pawing at them, putting her face against my leg maybe. It's really important. All the same steps that you work a dog up and condition them to getting to be off leash reliable, it's almost the exact same thing. So here with the goggles on, I'm doing all of the basic fundamentals. I'm doing her obedience, a little bit of a down, distance, duration. Now I'm tossing out some kibble, getting some recalls in, like actually practicing recalls. Even though, Paisley's super off-leash reliable, even though your dog may be, with the goggles on, you want to redo all of those steps that you took to get off leash now with the goggles on. So, practice heeling, practice walking, build that relationship, use your communication, use your reinforcement, make it as fun as possible to have those goggles on, and then end that session, goggles come off, big playtime, a lot of reinforcement. Practice this, go on walks with the goggles. And again, in the store, the sunglasses, the goggles don't provide any real benefit, but it's the conditioning phase, right? A lot of times I get asked, hey, what are the dogs wearing goggles for inside? It's not for the inside, but it is for the conditioning phase. Condition, practice.